What inspired us to rebuild St John Fisher was that we wanted to improve the life chances and the opportunities for the young people in Wigan, and those young people of a secondary school age. It was really important that the children on Beach Hill had something that they felt they were loved with, that they felt they were invested in, and that was our core purpose first of all. We're hoping our new school will improve the educational experience of our young people, first of all by the classrooms. The classrooms are significantly larger than the ones that we currently have. They're 55 square metres. They're spacious, they're airy, they're light, and it's a conducive place to learn.
I'm just generally excited about moving into a new building. I think that feeling of going into a new building, that freshness, is just exciting. It'll be exciting for staff, for pupils, just having all new furniture, brand new classrooms. There is nothing that can compare to that. We've not experienced that yet.
And in terms of the spaces and the thoroughfares around the school as well, it's a professional space. It's an environment in which I'd expect children to be working in the future. Clean lines that hopefully inspires children, but also encourages them to behave in a professional way. The DFE and the government obviously want to make sure that the education estates across the country have schools fit for purpose for the 21st century. And our school was selected as the #1 school in the first 50 that were announced in 2021 as part of the school's rebuilding programme. We had lots of toing and froing with the DFE about the rest of the buildings that were on the school site. And then we got a phone call and were descended upon by the Department for Education in July 2020. And at that point, that's when Mr. James Blackburn told us that they were going to build us a new school. And he said, "Alison Rigby, what would you like?" Couldn't have done it without the Waits team. From the very start, they understood the challenges of working on a live school site and made sure that learning could continue with as little disruption as possible. And at the busiest times, there were up to 140 operatives on site, working alongside 87 different subcontract companies, all within a tight, restricted space. The biggest challenge we've had in managing this project is its uniqueness, in the fact that normal school rebuild programmes, schools are built on the field adjacent to where the school actually is. But we don't do anything by easy terms at St John Fisher, so of course we are building a school slap bang in the middle of the site that we're currently on. And so it's been a significant challenge to manage a dynamic site with dynamic risk assessments, with 3 lunch times, 2 break times for over 2.5 years, with a lot of limited outdoor space to make sure that it remains safe, that we can evacuate it safely, and that the children still feel loved and they're receiving an excellent education. Come rain or shine, their team worked throughout the year, adapting to the unpredictable British weather to keep the project on track. And while the build was happening behind the hoardings, they made sure we felt involved, regularly liaising with staff, keeping us updated, and even allowing site tours so we could see the incredible progress for ourselves. Their attention to detail and commitment to doing things properly earned them the perfect scores of 45 out of 45 on multiple considerate constructor audits. And the site has even been nominated for an award. Whilst we've got this build ongoing for the last 3 to 4 years, the children who are currently at the school only had one shot at their education, and we had to make sure that teaching and learning was not disrupted whatsoever. Our staff have gone the extra mile in making sure that that's happened.
Then we've adapted our teaching resources as a geography department. We do certain tasks where we might go outside and we do this and we collect data around school, and we've adapted that and amended it again, and the children have been great.
I guess I have to speak a little bit louder, or I might have to just remind the kids to ignore the noise when there's a particularly loud noise going on. But actually, when it's kind of the general like clanging and like shouting and moving around and the kind of stuff you'd expect on a construction site, they become so used to it now, and they don't really comment on it anymore. I'd say the kids that are less used to it are like your year 7s, for example, because they didn't have it at their primary school, whereas the year 9s, year 10s, year 11s, this is just kind of just a normal day for them.
What makes this build even more special is the people. 2 of our former students returned as site managers, helping to create the very school they once learned in. And throughout the project, Waits went beyond construction, attending 21 careers event, jobs fairs and college open evenings to inspire the next generation. In terms of preparing our children for the future, first and foremost, it's a futuristic space, it's a clean space. It's, like I said previously, it's a professional space.
Teaching and learning is like the driving force behind everything in the school. You know, if we've got access to good facilities and technology, then the students can learn better, more effectively, which then benefits, you know, behaviour, lesson engagement, attendance, because children are enjoying work more. And so as a result of that, attendance improves, outcomes improve, and in the long term, hopefully, the students will benefit from that.
I feel like the school is quite old now, and we're still kind of relying on whiteboards and relying on some of the more old-fashioned methods of teaching to deliver a lesson, which obviously have their value as well, but it would be good to have more of a hybrid where we could perhaps use those old values of teaching but also incorporate much more new, technologically advanced, modern methods of teaching.
Ultimately moving into the new building and having that seamless Wi-Fi will be fabulous for teaching and learning, and I'm really excited for that.
I think as we move into the new school, we're going to completely underestimate the impact it's going to have on children. And it's that sense of the unknown that actually does become quite daunting. Obviously we're now planning for the decant and making sure that everything is moved across and is placed in the right place at the right time, that children's learning isn't disrupted while we're actually moving into the new site, and that staff feel well communicated with and they know what's expected of them through that process. I'm just so proud that we've actually had this opportunity to build a fantastic school for the future of young people in Wigan. And I took the senior prefects in a couple of months ago, and when they walked into the building they were absolutely speechless as to, wow, is this our school? And at that moment it was like, yes it is. In the last 5 years from when it was first announced in July 2020, it was worth it.